biggest project yet. Worth is giving the people who build it a solid foundation. Wealth is shutting down the office for Mike's retirement party. Worth is giving the employee who spent half his life with you the party of a lifetime.
So you sleep hot, but the OctaSprings innovate.
Summer nights. Sheiks of the
in 3 easy steps, or call us at 1-833-295-7283 and we'll do it for you.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and thank you for watching. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies. We bring you the innovators behind the companies making the headlines in that space. Some are sponsored, some are invited, all are curated and focused on telling you, the viewers, their story. Here we go. FINXFLO is creating a user-centric trading platform that provides both retail and institutional investors access to DeFi and CeFi products. So with me is the CEO and co-founder, James Gillingham. Welcome back, James.
Thank you, Jane.
Great to see you again. So so we talked DeFi and CeFi, centralized exchanges, which is basically what we're used to. But you're the world's first hybrid aggregator of this. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. So FINXFLO, we essentially aggregate both centralized and decentralized exchanges. So we've signed up and we have access to all of their APIs. And we essentially put them into one account, essentially one portal, which is FINXFLO. And by trading through FINXFLO, you're able to access all of those underlying CeFi and DeFi exchanges. Okay.
And then what are some of the benefits in terms of offering both types of protocols?
So obviously, one of the benefits is that we have multiple traders. So instead of trading through one exchange itself, going through only one exchange, you only have access to the traders that are trading on that exchange. However, by us aggregating multiple exchanges, you have access to potentially millions of traders rather than thousands, rather going through just one and only exchange. We also get to offer a lot of different assets. So most assets are only available on one or two exchanges. So by us aggregating 25, 30 different CeFi, DeFi exchanges, you have access to a magnitude of assets, or you will have access to them once they're added onto FINXFLO, which will be very shortly. And then obviously for the more DeFi, decentralized traders, we also offer staking and liquidity mining through the platform. So what that essentially means is you don't have to move anywhere, but through our portal, everything is very succinct and in one place.
Okay. So, I mean, you can have your, stocks and things and your crypto and DeFi all in one place.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then since your last interview, FINXFLO has announced several powerhouse liquidity providers coming on board. Coinbase and Binance. I mean, those are two huge names.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting, obviously, to be able to add both of the two biggest probably names in crypto today. Obviously, it gives us a much bigger depth of book. So we have a lot more traders. We have a lot more assets. So we're able to offer all of the tokens and all of the actual coins that are on both Coinbase and Binance themselves. But not only this, but we also, because of our institutional relationships, we've negotiated with all of our liquidity partners, including those two, much better terms. So by actually trading through FINXFLO, your pricing will be much better than signing up to those exchanges directly.
Interesting. So, and you mentioned you're talking to other liquidity providers as well?
Yeah, so we're obviously always looking to add to our depth of book and the amount of assets that we're able to offer. So it's something that we continue to actively progress, and we're negotiating with many right now.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. I can tell this industry is maturing because there's these relationships that the liquidity is getting deeper, and it's really kind of coming to fruition.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, many people kind of got concerned across the last week and a half around the violent move. Obviously, there was a lot of money wiped away. However, if you were involved in crypto back in 2017, a move like this is, it's a slight correction. There is nothing really to worry about. There's people taking chips off the table, and obviously they're going to do that. But I foresee for the rest of 2021, I think it's going to be extremely bullish.
Okay, well, we will find out. Thank you so much, James. And come back and talk to us once you get launched, and we'll have an update.
Perfect. Thanks, Jane. Take care.
Computer hacks have gotten a lot of attention lately, but one company has a technology, an independent platform that may be able to help prevent some of these. And with me to explain more about this is Alan Gyahi, who is the CEO of GlobalX Data. So great to have you with us.
Great to have you, Jane, and hello to everybody who's watching us.
Yeah, so if you could just explain, because of course we went through the Colonial Pipeline situation, there seems like there's a hack, every week. Explain what your company does and how it is different than some of the technology platforms that we're seeing right now.
Sure. So gladly, we are a Swiss-based technology company. I'm from Switzerland myself. We do have operations and a publicly traded company in Canada. And in the US, we have our subsidiary as well. We trade under ticker SwissF. What we do is we developed a suite of communication tools, such as email, messaging, backup, and file share under the brand Secure or on Secure Safe. So what Secure does, spelled S-E-K-E-U-R, what we do is we developed a proprietary email system and a proprietary messaging system with privacy and security in mind. Our advantage are the following. For example, we don't use big tech platform. So we're not on Amazon Web Service. We're not on Google or Microsoft Cloud. We've never developed under those platforms. That makes us independent in terms of privacy and also less prone to hacking because we have never developed our code in open source. So that's kind of one of the advantages. And all our data is stored in Switzerland, which gives you the strictest data privacy laws in the world. Mm-hmm. So if you were a business or somebody who doesn't want to have your data mined, because we don't do data mining at all, you would use maybe Secure Mail as opposed to Gmail or Office 365. And then definitely you don't want to use WhatsApp when you conduct business. You want to use Secure Messenger. That's pretty much what we do.
Very interesting. Tell me a little bit about you, your history, and what drew you to privacy.
So I am from Switzerland as well. Swiss people are very private. It's a nature. It's in our DNA. It's in the Constitution. I've had personal experiences with privacy breach, so it kind of drove me into developing these solutions for people who really need some protection. Because our data is out there and it's for sale all the time, there's no service you can go to. I mean, I'm even afraid of giving my email. We all have maybe a couple sets of email, one for the mailing list when you sign up for something, and then you want to have your private email. But what we don't realize is all those other email services, they data mine you. So I wanted to offer, basically, we wanted to be the privacy king when it comes to your data and communication. Mm-hmm. So we developed the system about 8-10 years ago in Switzerland, and then we started to push internationally. We have a couple of telecom operators as partners. America Mobile, owned by Carlos Slim and his family. They have about 300 million subscribers based in Mexico. And then we just signed a deal with Axiata Group, which is the largest South Asian telecom operator. And, we're growing the business like that because privacy and security are becoming a big concern. And, I'll address these hacking, the basic concept of how come we hear about all these hacks and email phishing and so forth. The problem is that the big companies, the big three or the big five, you used to have the big three in the auto industry. Now you have the big five in data and digitization. You have Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook Group, which is WhatsApp as well. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they make a lot more money on data mining your data. And it's not like, when you hear about a hacking, it's not like a company is trying to hack you. A company will buy your data. Their priority is to exploit that data within less than 30 days or it becomes stale, and they don't really protect it. And then you have a hacker hacking that business, let's say, that needed to, target you for something. And that's how our data gets leaked out. It may or may not be directly Facebook or Google or Microsoft, even though they also have their breach. But it's all the other companies that buy your data that don't protect it. Yeah. So it's really like a tornado upon another tornado, and it just never stops. Hacking and breaches are not going to stop. They're going to increase. I don't know if some of us know this, but data breach costs the global economy over $6 trillion US a year in lost income or damages. So that's a pretty big economic damage.
Looking forward to more conversations. Thank you so much, Shalom, for coming.
Thank you,
and we'll get updates soon.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.
ClickStream provides a wealth of information and data that was unavailable just 4 years ago. And with me, CEO Frank Magliochetti to explain what ClickStream is all about, and then we'll go into some more detail about what the company is doing. So, Frank, can we start with an overview of ClickStream?
Sure. Good morning, Jane. So ClickStream is a publicly traded company on the OTC, and basically we're a provider of mobile apps and digital platforms. We essentially either create these apps ourselves or we're opportunistic. We go out and we acquire them from startups or individuals. But usually on the acquisition side, we buy them very early in development. And once they come into our entity, we create value by putting them through our process. And so we incubate these apps, these digital platforms. And as you incubate, you nurture, you develop, and in that sequence, you're creating value.
Okay.
So we're a value creation entity.
Okay. And that's where you gather the data that the apps collect and
yes,
sales or marketing or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So just a comment, just a moment on that, Jane. So basically, we aggregate data to better drive what we're trying to achieve. And that is engagement into our apps and stickiness, right? We want people to come to the app, and then we want them to stay on the app, and we want them to play on the app a lot. So those two things are important to us.
Okay. Now, there's an app, HeyPal, and is that a new app, will it be launching soon? Can you explain what HeyPal is?
Sure. We're very excited about HeyPal at ClickStream. We acquired the concept about 6 or 7 months ago, and we put it into our development process, and we hope to launch it, and we're very confident that we're going to launch it in June of this year worldwide. We're currently soft launched in about 20 countries, and we'll worldwide launch that in June. So let me tell you a little bit about HeyPal because it's very disruptive to the language learning segment. So as you know, if you want to learn a language, it's basically either you go to class or it's on your computer, and it's very static learning. You know, good morning, good evening, how are you? And it's memorizing phrases and dialogues. What we've done to disrupt that is we're really the Facebook for language learning. So HeyPal, the backbone of HeyPal, is actually a social network. And we've developed technology within that social network that allows you to communicate around the world with anybody that wants to learn a language. So let's just say you live in Spain, I live in the US, and I want to learn Spanish and you want to learn English. We develop a dialogue. It's very dynamic and it's engaging, right? It's interactive. So it's almost, if you think about immersion learning, you're doing that through your social media. So we're talking that it's translating my language into your language into my language. And I'm learning as we're communicating, and we can do it one-on-one. We could have 5 people. We can chat. We can video. So it really turns the language learning business upside down. We see ourselves in schools, where it augments the current curriculum. You join HeyPal and develop a pen pal in Italy and teach them English, you Italian. And so it's exciting for us. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Now, is it text only, or is there actual video, audio that helps you learn as well? Okay.
Yes. So version 1 is coming out in June, and soon to follow in the early fall is version 2. We are packed with features in both of these. In the fall, we're going to unveil a significant technological breakthrough for language learning using our app. So we're very excited. And this is the first case where we've actually taken a concept, put it into our program development, and we've actually launched a product. And so it's very significant for our company. And I want you to know that every single employee of ClickStream is a shareholder.
Oh,
So we're So we're very shareholder centric here at ClickStream. We want to create value for the shareholders.
Okay, very interesting. It's an interesting business model, and certainly a growing area. I mean, with data, and they say data is oil, so you're right in the middle of it. So thank you so much. It's great to join us and hear about ClickStream.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jane.
Petproducts.com. Thousands of products. An Al Simon Wee Wee Pet Inventor Company. Pharmagreen Biotech is specializing in tissue culture starter plantlet production. And so with me is the CEO, Peter Wojcik, to explain exactly what that means. So Peter, I guess just give me an overview. What is Pharmagreen all about?
Yes, Pharmagreen, we're a highly specialized biotech company where we developed proprietary processes to produce starter plantlets for overall the agriculture sector, predominantly the cannabis industry.
Okay. Now you are CEO of the company, or are you a founder? Can you give me some of your background?
Yes, I am the founder as well as the CEO of the company. And what got me involved in this company to get it started, my background is I come from a medical family background, father still practicing cardiologist. Unfortunately, mother contracted stage 4 cancer about 15 years ago, which led me to the development of cannabis extracts, capsulating them and treating the disease. We successfully put her in remission, which started me into the path of getting further involved in this industry and helping individuals.
Interesting. So you have a personal angle here. I mean, was your mother helped by cannabis?
Yes, she was. Actually, the extracts did put her in remission for well over 12 years. the cancer came back. It was spread quite well. But we did, over the last decade, have done on a philanthropic effort to help people and to study the efficacy and dosages as cannabis relates in helping people who are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Okay. Well, I understand that Pharmagreen Biotech is in the business of providing high-quality starter cannabis plantlets. We talked a little bit about this in the intro through the proprietary tissue culture process, Chibafreen. Am I saying that right? Can you explain what that means?
Yes, Chibafreen was developed by Dr. Fazia Freen. The process is brand new to the tissue culture industry. Tissue culture has been around for 40 years, but the innovations that we're doing in the what's called the micropropagation, or the making of the starter plantlets, traditionally a 4-step micropropagation process, Dr. Fazia Freen developed a process where we can do it in 3 stages. What does that mean? It simply means we can produce more plantlets in less space, less time, and therefore at a much more efficient cost basis.
Okay, so that's just the thing. It makes the process much more efficient to help with the business.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And why is tissue culture better than farmers just using seeds or clones?
Tissue culture is it's a scientific process, whereas seeds, if you grow the seeds, they're all never the same. There is a genetic, what we refer to as genetic drift when you're developing seeds. With clones, they are done in the greenhouse type matter, and they're basically cloning method is taking the tips of a living plant material and taking the tips. A good analogy is like cut yourself once it hurts, cut yourself 500 times and you'll go into septic shock. Well, the same thing occurs to a living plant. Tissue culture is done with 0 stress factors because it's done in a clean room lab environment, and therefore whether you make 1 or 2 of them, they're all, or a trillion of them, they're always the best genetics that science can provide.
Then how many of these starter plantlets can you produce and sell in the biotech complex that you're building?
We can produce hundreds of thousands of plantlets, and we also build the facility in such a way that it's scalable. So as the demand grows, we can grow with the demand and provide much larger supply.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Peter. Best of luck.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
PetProducts.com. Thousands of products. An Al Simon UePad Inventor Company. TGI Solar Power Group is a hybrid real estate development and technology company. And with me to explain exactly what they're doing is Henry Val, the CEO. So welcome, Henry.
And hello to you. My name is Henry Val, as you mentioned, and I'm CEO of TGI Solar Power Group. COVID-19, COVID-19 was the catalyst to start this new evolution of real estate development, which combines real estate development and technology, and do it at the affordable prices and with low CO2 emissions.
Okay, so how does it work? Like, you're combining real estate and technology. Explain to me how the business model works.
Well, the business model, well, I'll get to business model. Let me describe overall the company and what it does, and then we'll go into a business model. So first of all, there has been failed attempts to create smart cities in the past. In fact, there was 5 cities in North America that had failed attempts to build smart city. Our answer to that is affordability. Our cities are affordable. What they try to do is use the old infrastructure combined with new technology, which did not fit. What we're doing, we kind of starting from scratch. We go into areas where we feel that it's a proper way of building it, and we providing water, energy, telecommunications, and low CO2 emissions.
Okay, interesting. Right, because there has been attempts at this, and it seems like a good idea, but I guess it's the expense or the complications, and that's where your business model is different.
That's how we're different.
Okay. All right. So tell me about like the Advent City, New City. Is that's part of this? Are those two different things or?
It's Advent City is the smart city.
Okay.
We currently have 11 developments around the world. I will pinpoint them on the map. We are in the United States. We're in Mexico. We're in Colombia. In Europe, we are in Bulgaria, Black Sea, and Ukraine, Cyprus, and Germany. And the way we choose our locations are, first of all, it has to be eco-friendly, number one. Number two, it has to have abundance of water. It has to have like in case of energy, we create our own microgrids. And more so than anything, it has to be a friendly government that's looking for low CO2 emissions.
Okay, interesting. So, okay, you've kind of explained that. I mean, are you actively looking for more cities that fit that criteria?
You would be surprised, but we are bombarded with new proposals literally on a daily basis. Literally on a daily basis. People coming to us. The project in Colombia, they came to us, they said, we have a resort. We would like to make it eco-friendly resort, and we would like to develop area around it and build, they had seen our Advent City proposals, and we did not solicit them. They came to us.
Oh, interesting. Well, and there's a big push toward green energy, so it kind of fits where much of the world is going right now.
Everyone is looking to move forward with that. Energy costs are going up. Mm-hmm. In the meanwhile, as long as the government pushes towards low CO2 emissions, that's where you go.
Mm-hmm. So how does your company make money?
Well, we are currently, one of our current developments is in Yucatan, Mexico, where we have approximately 1,000 acres of land. We will have 700 homes, residential, and we will have a condo hotel. Each property will be in the neighborhood of $350,000, and the rooms in the hotel will be approximately $200,000. That gives you an idea how profitable we could be. Okay. And we provide you with all the amenities. We provide you electricity, we provide you hot and cold water, and we provide communications. So it's all included in the one monthly fee that we're planning to.
So these are not existing cities. These are brand new cities. Okay.
Brand new cities, very green, very beautiful, lots of water, lots of fountains, lots of green trees, beautiful cities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've been at Fox Business for 12 years because I'm invested in my viewers big time.